Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm Reverend Shorty. Today we're going to look at the brand new Superman book, the Treasury 2025 Hero for All. There's a few reasons why I actually wanted to look at this one in particular this week. First off, I want to go and see the movie on Thursday. I've heard good things about it from all the right people, and the bad things I've heard from all the wrong people. So, all in all, balance out, it's going to be a great movie. And I kind of like reading some Superman stuff. Don't get me wrong, not all of it. I find long-form Superman stories tend to grate with me a little bit. I like the idea of there being new ideas put in there. I particularly remember when I was reading Bendis' run a while ago, there was a really nice touch that he was trying to work out what it'd be like for criminals working in Gotham. Not like, your supervillain criminals, but just, your run-of-the-mill bad guys. And how much they had to, just change the language they'd use when talking about criminality, because just key phrases here and there, and Superman would always have more important things to be doing, and he certainly didn't want to be bothered. And the criminals, in their own way, didn't want to stop Superman from going off and saving the world, because, they were really bad guys. But I liked it, but it kind of reminded me that on previous occasions when I have been reading either Superman or Man of Steel or Action Comics, Superman is probably the most likely to be evergreened, which is a phrase I've just made up in my head right now. Basically, it's that return to form, that back to the status quo, that if you've got a superhero character's been going for quite some time, what you want is for anyone who picks up a comic book to be able to understand what's going on without much context. And yes, Superman in popular culture is fairly prevalent. There's probably not many people out there who need to know Lex Luthor's the bad guy, Lois Lane's his better half, Jimmy Olsen takes photos. There's stuff out there which people who've never picked up a comic book in their life would just know because of how popular he is in pop culture. And the more a long, ongoing Superman comic goes, the more likely it is, no matter what the creators are doing, eventually it's going to go back to the status quo. Short stories, 6-issue runs, that kind of thing, those are my jam. I love that kind of thing. Grant Morrison, Garth Ennis' one-shot with Hitman, Tom King's one from a few years ago. All these brilliant little stories which can focus on one aspect of the character and really get to grips with who he is, why he is who he is, and tell some fantastic, over-the-top, ridiculous kind of stories, because they don't have to worry about what's going to happen once this story finishes. They don't have to pick up the next issue and be like, oh, well, yeah, but now I've got to make sure that Lex Luthor's still being able to do Lex Luthor things. And this is a one-shot. It's a big one-shot, and it's kind of perfect for people who just want to read something before they go and watch a movie, or having watched a movie, want to pick up a book and read it. It is a brilliant little story. Bruno Redondo on the artwork is absolutely fantastic. Jurgens, I think, on the writing. Both of them do a really good job working well together. The story plays with this idea of what we expect Superman to be, or what Superman would consider to be a happy ending, but in the grand scheme of things, what it actually is a story of Superman being amazing and doing Superman things and saving the day, and his place in the DC universe. There are some quite nice things in there. There's some really nice beats where we get to see this alternate reality that villains have created in a virtual reality to keep Superman busy while they do their nefarious evil plots. And there's a couple of nice moments where, without looking at it too deeply, they're just cool beats. Like in this alternate universe, Parker died in a tornado, but that didn't really happen at all. Or no, the reason he went to went to the Daily Planet, to Metropolis, was because Lex Luthor told him to go. But no, that's not really what happened. And those are kind of nice beats for people who know what they're talking about when it comes to comic books and the adaptations that have already happened. But Jurgens actually does a really good job of rolling that into the story and make them narratively relevant. And it's a very, very neat little trick. It's that kind of writing for your audience, when your audience might be the people who are really, really into comic books, might be the people who've never picked up a Superman book in their life. It all has to make sense, and it all has to work well together, and I really, really like it. Redondo's artwork is also absolutely spectacular, and while I'm here, let's talk about the other reason why I was going to pick it up, the size of it. The Treasury Edition thing from DC is ridiculous, but I love it. I've criticised the oversized comic books in the past because they're annoyingly just a little bit too big. You can't get the bags for them easily. They don't fit the boxes with everything else. They're going to go on the shelf at my house. This one is literally twice the size of a regular comic book, which means any criticism I've got about it being slightly awkward just doesn't make any sense. It's huge. It's totally awkward. You would not put that in a comic book box. It needs to be out there on display. It looks amazing. Fantastic cover, fantastic back cover even, and they absolutely commit to the widescreen of it all. There's some fantastic double-page spreads with three-point perspective, brilliant artwork, brilliant action sequences, fantastic colouring. Everything about it screams, this is a comic book as a movie, and it really does work. And again, this is clearly intentional. Their market is people who want to go and watch a Superman movie, and hopefully will want to engage with other media. And I think it's going to work. It's a bit pricey, but I think it's worth it. I think anyone who picks it up is going to have a great time with it. I certainly did. That's it for me for now, though. Until I see you all again, look after yourself, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.